Alright, this video is going to be about the King of the Ring tournament that will be held tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's right, I said tonight. It is 5:56 a.m. Monday morning where I live. Alright, so here we go. We know the King of the Ring matches are Sheamus versus Ezekiel Jackson, John Morrison versus Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston versus Alberto Del Rio, and Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Here's my picks. Alright, obviously, all rights and means Sheamus should beat Ezekiel. I know Ezekiel just returned and he's been dominating, but he has not faced nobody like he will when he faces Sheamus, someone that's really not really his size, but in the same league as he is and stuff, and is big too. He's beat the crap out of Alex Riley and some other guy, So I don't think that Big Zeke got this one. We have John Morrison and Daniel Bryan. This should be a great match. This should probably be the match of the night. This should be probably a better match than the finals of the tournament match. I'm going to go with John Morrison on this one just because they seem to be giving him a little bit more push. They may go Bryan because they ain't got a storyline for him because they just wanted to do a storyline with CM Punk, and obviously Punk got injured, had a hip injury, and that's why he's calling Raw. They want to keep him on the broadcast team until he's ready to return. So they may go Bryan just because they ain't got a storyline, but I see him and Ted DiBiase feuding over the U.S. title, so this will probably go to John Morrison. Alright. Kofi Kingston, Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio's been here for a while, and I still don't really know that much about him. I don't really watch SmackDown, but I don't know that much about him. Kofi, he's so-so and stuff. He's just always going to be a Mick Carter, and that's all it is. And I'm not saying that because he's black or anything like that. It's just the truth. He's always going to be a Mick Carter. It is what it is. Alright, so now moving on to the final first round match, which will see Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. I would rather see Drew McIntyre win this one just because he needs to break out of this mid card that he's in. He's been there now for over a year. You know, they put all this hype on him about him being the chosen one, a future world champion. They gave him a couple Intercontinental title reigns. But how he's in the tag with Cody, but how he's supposed to be a future world champion and all this, the chosen one, the future of SmackDown and all that. And really, I ain't saw it out of McIntyre. He definitely has the skills to do it, but for whatever reason, WWE won't push him. I know he had an issue with his visa and stuff, so that's one thing and stuff, but he was back for Money in the Bank. This is really your Money in the Bank winner from the July pay-per-view, and really my thoughts from the WrestleMania pay-per-view is Drew McIntyre right here. Drew really needs to not only win this match, but this tournament to have any chance at all of probably even reaching any main event match in 2011. Alright, moving on to my second round predictions. I have Sheamus going against John Morrison, and Alberto Del Rio going against Drew McIntyre because I had to choose one between him and Kofi Kingston. Alright, so here we go with this one. It was a shock that John Morrison beat Sheamus at Survivor Series. I'm glad that they're finally giving Morrison a push, but towards the world title. But there are two ways I can see this playing out. These are my two picks. There are two ways I can see this playing out. I still ultimately think Sheamus is going to win. Sheamus needs it to keep his build-up going and stuff. He's kind of fell off since losing to Orton, losing the WWE title to Orton and stuff, which I know, wrestlers have their up and downs all the time, but Sheamus kind of really needs it more than Morrison does. But these are the two ways I can see it playing out. I can see Sheamus dominating him, beating the crap out of him, and going on to face Del Rio, who's my pick to make it to the SmackDown finals. And even over McIntyre, I still think they're going to go Del Rio. I want McIntyre, but I think they're going to go Del Rio. Anyway, so they could do that. Or Sheamus could go on and have a great match with Drew McIntyre, whatever he needs to hype. Or the way I think it's going to turn out is another way, is that Morrison can go on, win the King of the Ring, and then become a heel, ultimately to become a world champion, WWE champion, which that wouldn't really make that much of a sense with them having a heel champion in Miz. Alright, Alberto Del Rio, Drew McIntyre. I just said this, you know, I want Drew to win just because SmackDown needs newer stars. Del Rio's newer stars, but the bad thing is that they're both heel. So this is why I think a Raw superstar will win this, is because they need heels. It's like most of their main eventers are faces, so they need heels. Anyway, I'm going to go Del Rio. Even though I want to see Drew McIntyre, I'm going to go Del Rio for this one just because he's new, he's on a roll and stuff. And then finally, you'll have Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio in the finals of the King of Ring tournament, which will lead this one should go to Sheamus. I know that Del Rio, he's better in the ring, kind of has that JBL style and stuff where, he can win by any way, but like I said, ultimately, I think that it's going to be Sheamus win the King of Ring. Now moving on to the rest of Monday Night Raw, and my preview and video is that it's going to be interesting to see what The Miz does. We all probably know that The Miz is going to face Randy Orton in a rematch at TLC. It'll probably be a tables match. I can't really see those two putting on a good ladder or a good TLC match. They're not really known for it. I know Miz won the Money in the Bank, and that's how he ultimately got to become WWE champion, but I just can't see him and Orton putting up a great match. It makes no sense at all. So what I'm thinking is that it's going to be nice to see how Miz cuts his first promo as champion, what he has to say, how the crowd reaction's going to be. You know, but on the internet, some's been saying good, some's been saying bad. Miz takes a lot of heat because he came over from a reality show and stuff, and that's why he takes a lot of heat. Everybody that, comes from reality shows that does shit like this takes a lot of heat. Joe Rogan takes a lot of shit and a lot of heat on UFC, and he's becoming like their announcer, and then he used to do Fear Factor. So I know that's a little bit different than getting in the ring, but I'm just saying, people that comes from otherwhere does take a lot of heat. I think Miz will do just fine as WWE champion. His first promo should be good. I'm interested in seeing what he says. I'm interested to see if my pick Sheamus can go on and win the King of the Ring tournament. So this is how I think Raw is going to end up turning out. You're going to have Sheamus win the King of the Ring tournament, and you're going to have Miz cut a promo. He'll probably have a match with Orton or kind of a tag match, or have Orton versus Riley or whatever. Nexus and Barrett is going to have something to do with that. I can't see where they're going to go with the angle. They'll probably have Cena run in and interfere in the next week. They'll probably start using one Cena, which is just about retarded. But there you have my Raw previews, predictions, and everything else. I will see you tonight to give you my recap and review of Monday Night Raw and let you know what happens. Please rate and comment. If you have any questions, I will try to put my email address in the description box if I don't forget. If not, send me a message off this. I'd love to hear from you, hear what you have to say about the videos, your thoughts of the comments I give. So until tonight, holla at your boy.